sources tell our Adrian Wojnarowski and Zach Lowe. That means that training camp could actually begin just a month from now.
Bring it.
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely. We will
Bring
take it. By the way, on a day with so much up in the air with the presidential election still hanging in the balance, welcome to SportsCenter.
We got a new team, a new look, and a new number. Antonio Brown joined his third team in 14 months as he took part in his first Bucs practice today. And here's video of Brown wearing the number 81 today. It's his first practice since his one-game experience with the Patriots last fall with Tom Brady. The 32-year-old Brown reunites with Brady now in Tampa. His run of 100-catch seasons ended at 6 last year. Now he joins a team that has dealt with a handful of injuries at the skill position, most importantly to Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Brown joins the team just in time for a rematch against the division rival Sunday, the Saints, 420 days after his last game.
I've been super grateful to be here with such great organization, to be around some great players. For me, first and foremost, being away from the game a year and a half, just to see, be able to be a part of the process and be out there with the guys today was surreal, something I don't take for granted, something I have a great appreciation for, a better perspective about. And a lot of gratification to do what I love, man. It's a blessing.
You feel you're a completely different person now that you're back in the NFL?
Well, I just feel like I'm a better person. I want to say I'm a different person, but I'm a better person. Learning a lot about myself, working on myself for a year and a half. So I think I'm a better person.
Live from Tampa, Bucs reporter Jenna Lane joining us alongside Marcus Spears. And Jenna, let's start with you. You saw an early portion of practice today. What stood out about Brown trying to fit in with his new teammates?
Yeah, Kevin, I had talked to wide receiver Scotty Miller, and he told me despite his off-the-field struggles, he's giving Brown a clean slate. You could see that out on the practice field. He had the biggest smile on his face. He was laughing and joking with teammates. He spent a lot of time talking with running back LaShawn McCoy. He was stretching alongside Rob Gronkowski and Chris Godwin, who still had a cast on his finger, by the way, so it's still up in the air as to whether or not he's going to play Sunday. That'll impact Brown and how much we see of him against the Saints. But you could tell just how excited he was to be back. And Bruce Arians said all the guys out there are helping him along quite a bit, trying to get him up to speed. And he said he's already got a really good handle on what they're trying to accomplish as an offense.
Marcus, AB will get thrown right into a rivalry game here with the Saints Sunday night. You heard Jenna talk a little bit about Godwin. What do you expect Brown's role will be like Sunday?
I expect them to have some things created for him, Kev. A lot of it is based off practice and finding those little pockets for Bruce Arians to try to get him the ball. Listen, no one is questioning whether AB is going to be ready. We've talked for years about his work ethic, how he prepares to get ready to play a football game. And the second thing is this. You don't sign Antonio Brown to try to figure out what you're going to do with him. You already have some type of idea of the situations that you want to put him in. You think back to week one when this team played, and you look at how Tom Brady was trying to get a feel for all of the receivers and trying to figure out how this offense was going to operate and come along. We've seen them do that as the season has grown. Tom Brady has familiarity with Antonio Brown. They see and feel things in a similar fashion on the football field. So I expect them to have more than 15 plays, and I expect him to touch the ball at least 6 or 7 times in this game.
Brown's workouts are well known around the league, but he's just played one game in the last 23 months. We'll see how this plays out. Jenna Lane, Marcus Spears on the first day of practice with the Bucs for Antonio Brown.
More news today on the long-awaited start date for the next NBA season. Our Adrian Wojnarowski and Zach Lowe reporting that the league and the Players Association are holding separate meetings tomorrow to discuss the very latest progress toward reaching a deal to start playing before Christmas. It looks like December 22nd is the day they're shooting for. Miami's Andre Iguodala is the vice president of the Players Association. He spoke about it today.
Well, I think we're trying to get a good feel for the full body of players and getting them an understanding of what the climate looks like, all different scenarios, what it looks like, starting in December, what it looks like starting in January. But, I think our number one concern is player health, being in the COVID environment, and also that quick turnaround. We're only 3 weeks out from the NBA Finals. So like I said before, we always think of player health as the number one factor. And all the decisions that we make, and being in this COVID environment, first and foremost, but at the same time, the recovery of some of the teams that went late in the season.
NBA reporter Brian Windhorst joins us now live on SportsCenter. And Brian, those are valid points, questions from Iguodala and the Players Association. 48 days from now is when the season could begin. So what needs to happen in order for that date, December 22nd, to become the official start date?
Well, Sage, tomorrow, both the Players Association and the Board of Governors, the owners, are going to have meetings to ratify this agreement. And the expectation is that it will be ratified, and we will have scheduled NBA basketball during Christmas week. This has been something that's been negotiated heavily over the last couple of weeks, and they really kind of came to a compromise, Sage. We know that the players didn't really want to come back, at least all of the players, so soon after the end of last season. But the league really wanted to get the season started by Christmas so they could finish ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. The agreement is that the players will have 18%, roughly 18% of their salaries garnished to make up for a shortfall in revenues. Sage, 2-3 weeks ago, this was looking at between 30 and 40%. So that difference is going to save the players tens of millions of dollars, and in return, they will come back for Christmas Day. This is a compromise. It's for the best of everybody.
Yeah.
And it will probably get ratified tomorrow.
Okay, so that's good news. It does feel like a win for everybody. So let's assume December 22nd is the start date, we hope. We do know for sure the draft is November 18th, exactly 2 weeks from tonight here on ESPN. So, Brian, what about free agency? When would that begin for the NBA?
Yeah, still under discussion that there's things that are getting negotiated, but I would expect it to start shortly after the draft. Maybe within 2 or 3 days, maybe Friday of that week, the 20th, we could see free agency start. Ideally, the league would like to get the majority of free agency done before Thanksgiving, because training camps are looking to begin around December 1st, shortly after Thanksgiving. So draft, free agency, players moving, coach. There's still a team, Oklahoma City Thunder, doesn't have a coach. A lot of things are going to start falling into place once this calendar gets set, likely in the next 24 to 48 hours.
All right, Brian Windhorst with good news that it looks more and more like the season will indeed begin before Christmas, December 22nd. Wendy, thanks so much. And once again, a reminder that the draft, again, 2 weeks from tonight, we got it for you here on ESPN with the Minnesota Timberwolves and Golden State Warriors holding the top 2 picks. The 2020 NBA Draft, Wednesday, November 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and as always, streaming live on the ESPN app.
Still to come on SportsCenter, PTI's bonus topic. As the Cowboys QB carousel keeps turning today, Tony and Mike discuss if Dallas should tank the rest of the season to climb towards the top